And as I really participated in it, we really realized how it really does impact our everyday lives. And I'm one for the arts. I am a dancer. I like poetry and as well as drawing. And how we kind of a lost art is food, and it's a great way to express ourselves and how share our cultures. And so that kind of ties into everything that we're doing today with just being able to express and understand and understand ourselves.
Awesome.
Can you just go around the room once and have everyone introduce yourself and then kind of just say like maybe what brought you here? It doesn't have to be anything like significant. It's just like so-and-so told me to come. And that's good enough, right? And then just something about yourself, something you like. And it doesn't have to be about food. It could be, but it could be about anything you like. So you want to start?
I'm part of the kids. I like video games. Like that game is a part of the kids. James Swindell.
Okay, I said James. Well, I saw it, but I thought I heard something different. I was like, I usually said that. Do you think cards?
Hi, I'm Relena. I came because she taught me into comments, and my everyday thing is playing video games.
My name is Hi, my name is Aiden. I'm also part of the kids. I brought here by money, and my favorite thing is music.
And my name is Gio. I was kind of forced here.
We've all been there.
Like these two are so. So Gio.
Okay.
Yeah, I work my daughter a lot. I knew she's not there.
Hi, my name is Celine.
My name is Dino. Coach Kennedy made me be here. One thing I'm interested in is I do a lot of broadcasting.
My name is Axel. Mr. Kenny also told me to come here. I was not forced though. And I like speech and debate, I guess.
My name is Brenna. And told me to be here. And I like softball.
Yeah, and I saw flyer creators online. I like
and I like to watch movies. My name is Adelia Bates. I'm part of the first testing group, but I wasn't forced. And I enjoy also reading. My name is my mom. And Alex. Denise Salvador. I like reading. And I'm on force.
Yeah, I'm Benjamin, and I was just playing soccer.
I saw a flyer online, but I've been following PFP for a while because my sister's involved with it. And I'm really interested. I'm also probably the oldest young person in here, but I don't belong in any of the other groups. And I'm young at heart.
Okay, that's all good.
I like to crochet D&T dice. Seven there.
About it. And
Good job, Chase.
I like
Well, we have a great group, and it seems like Kennedy and James and moms in general are the best recruiters ever.
There we go.
I love it. I love it. So we're gonna start out by doing this little get to know you. So we just cracked the surface of getting to know you. So go ahead and take one and just pass it around. And you'll see it's like a little bingo card. So there's like an agenda on one side and a bingo card on the other side. We're gonna do the bingo card. And with this, you're gonna go around to people. And the goal is to try to get to know them a little bit, know something about it. Start with the people you don't know. Because it looks like there are some people here, these people that know each other already. So I want you to start with the people that you don't know, right? start with the people you don't know at all, and then move on to models.
That's a lot. So I know real things, so I know.
Well,
Man,
you don't
spend-
know them well.
No, he's
Start with the people you know these things. Let's start there. All right. Here's what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't just go up to somebody being like, hi, which are you? All right, Benjamin, and walk away, right? Because number one, you run into people. And number two, you don't get to know them, right? I want you to walk up to somebody that you don't know and just be like, hi, I'm Yvonne. Nice to meet you. So, Benjamin, I'm gonna guess that you've been in a parade before. Is that true? No? Well, if you were in a parade, what kind of float would you be on? Okay, and so you just kind of have a real conversation with them, right? And so then Benjamin will guess something I am, and then we tell the truth, like, okay, one thing that I really am is this. And so you have a little dialogue. You don't just go, which are you, write their name and scrap, right? You kind of just walk up and start dialogue. So let's get going. Start with the people that you don't know at all. So I'm going to you did I don't know you yet. So you're not in the parade. Which one of these words apply to you? Oh, do you like blood? Who's your favorite team? Okay, nice. So yeah, you had a couple of years here, right? Like you can't okay, so you're Pueblo? Okay, where are you from? Okay. Yeah. What about you? Oh, wow. How do you like Colorado then? Wow, on Monday. Oh my gosh, you're ready. Wow, okay, welcome to Colorado. And one of the things that for me that my favorite thing. I can probably okay, I'm gonna let you meet other people, Benjamin, but it's nice to meet you again. Okay, I'm gonna break up accident.
Speaks more than.
All right, everyone, if I could have your attention, please. Thank you. Sorry, I have to get louder. And luckily, I'm a loud person naturally, so it's not that hard. Okay, obviously, we couldn't get to everyone in here, but I want to say, who has like more than 5? Does anyone? Okay, we have a couple people with more than, several people. Who has a high number? The things that I've gotten like a lot of. What do you got? You have 8. Does anyone have more than 8?
I have 9.
You have 9. Anyone with more than 9? That's pretty good. I mean, I feel like that's.
Bingo.
Bingo! Sorry, there's no prize to be, so you didn't get anything, but other than recognition of being the bingo king right now. Okay, so we're gonna break up a little bit right now, and we're gonna start doing some. We're gonna start doing some kind of games where you get to know people. So again, when you partner up and stuff, choose somebody that again you don't know already, and that you haven't talked to on bingo. So you should kind of have a feel for that. So again, as you partner, pick somebody you don't know already. And
let's get back into kind of a circle. So sit somebody you don't know and take one sheet of paper. Please. Take one sheet of paper, make sure you start up with somebody that you don't know.
You would never be able to.
Kind of get in a circle, please.
So, I don't know you. Yeah, like I said.
All right. So every group needs at least one marker. All right, everybody sit down, please. Okay. So what you're going to do with this white piece of paper is we are going to let everybody know what our superpower is, right? So like we all have our superpowers, those things that we're really, really great at. And some of them can be far-fetched, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to stay with boss. If your superpower is that you can fly, that's what your superpower is. But the thing is, what you're going to do is that you're going to put the paper on top of your head like this. And then you are going to not write, but draw what your superpower is. And then we're going to try to guess what your superpower is. All right? So get your marker. You're going to have to share the markers. Huh? No, it has to be on top of your head. On top of your head. On top of your head. I know we're going to have to share markers. Draw. Oh, or it could be a character also. You know, like, you know, it could be. So, we're going to go around real quick. Has everyone finished? Has everyone finished? So, let's go around. So this is my superpower. My superpower is flying. I just have all these drinks that I fly. All right, so that's my superpower. We'll go this way. What's your superpower? Oh, all right, we'll come back to this. Go ahead.
So you said you can also draw
Listen up. Yeah.
Okay, so I had a strong feeling that I wanted to be playing Rock Johnson. I can show you all my rock
What was yours?
Technology.
Technology.
Talking to dogs.
Walking the dog.
Talking.
What is that? Fly. Okay. What was yours? Music? Love it. I'm not going to music, guys. Okay. What's yours? What? Speed? Like super speed. That's actually, look at that. Everyone look at that one. That one's pretty that one's pretty good. I don't know. What's yours? Okay, what's yours? Flying? Flying? What? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. I get it. Music, love it. Skateboarding? With the speed? That's actually pretty good too. What? Yeah. That's what I thought. I was like, medium sky with these things. It was Fine. Fine. Well, you can't even see it. Yeah. Okay, and what was yours? Technology. Awesome. All right. So now, all right, everyone, give us your papers. Everyone stack. Let's just stack them all in one big stack. All right, and then I want everyone to get. Everyone take one more piece of paper. One more piece of paper. Quickly. Okay. All right, so everyone has a piece of paper. Now, with your partner, what you are going to do with your partner, you have to leave your marker. Always has to be touching the table.
Who doesn't have a marker right now?
Or who needs a better marker? Some more
We
yellow.
only have like 3, so. Or like a few, so.
So what you're going
I'm
to
gonna see if
do
we find more.
is you are going to look at your partner and you are going to draw your partner, but you cannot pick up the pen. So your pen constantly has to be touching the paper and you are going to draw your partner. You cannot pick up your pen. You have to do it all in one page.
Who else needed markers? Did you get one? Anybody else need a marker?
Okay. How's it going? All right, so one more minute. One more minute.
Did you move your pencil?
30 seconds. And can you also, in the top right corner, put the name of your partner? Ask them their name right now. If you don't know their name, or tell them your name right now. So that they forgot their name. Tell them your name so that we can put their name on the top right corner. And then I want you to sign your portrait of them at the bottom. Okay? All right. So now what I want you to do is also underneath their name, I want you to write these words. Listen up, because this is what we're going to be doing today. I want you to write, I see you, just once, I see you. And then I want you to write, I hear you. Now, this is your artwork that you are going to now give it to your partner. Don't forget to say thank you when you get it. All right. So everybody got their name. All right.
These are fantastic works of art.
Can we see some of them? Let's
Now hold up your self-portrait.
hold up your self-portrait in front of you. Everybody, let's see. Wow. Wow. Wow.
I don't know which one I like better.
Wow. That's good. That's good. Actually, some of them were like, really?
That was my creation. Actually.
Good. Good job. You guys, don't forget to take these, so put them on your refrigerator and and frame up, okay.
Yeah, remind yourself when you're worried about like being ready, like do I look good enough? This is how the world is going. So, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. No, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna
Hey, you
split
know
up.
what? We're gonna do a thing real quick, and this, so when I go. All right, so that'll be our way, just to make sure that we all are this, okay?
Okay, we're gonna split up in groups of 10, so that the perfect split is right here in between you two. So this group of 10 come on this side, and this group of 10 go that way. So, yeah, get up and stretch as you move around. And feel free to stretch your body out. Sometimes you need it or sitting down. So stretch out.
All right, so basically, right now, what we're going to do. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna do basically charades. Well, we're gonna just compete against each other, so it's gonna be, what is your team's name over here? Quick, give me,
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse?
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. What is your team name over here?
Big ballers.
No. Another thing. We'll do that, the space of there. We're gonna use that. No, it's okay. So Mickey Mouse and the Space Invaders over here. All right, so you're gonna have to have two people, and two people are going to act out your charade, and the rest of you are gonna have to guess. Two or three.
I think
Just one, two. All right. So decide who's going to act. Decide who's going to act it out. Okay. Which one? Who's acting? All right. All right. So you can sit. So sit down.
you want to do that?
Okay. All right. So who's our? We're actually talking. All right. Fine.
Okay.
So.
We're gonna ask out this one.
All right. So ready?
How much time do they get, Kenny?
1 minute.
1 minute.
Hold on, set the timer.
So you all, she's gonna act something out, and you all have to guess what it is that she represents. No words.
Okay, go.
No words, yeah.
Cough, cough. Close. Chew.
No, you can't talk. It's your age.
Okay, got it. Okay, you guys are good. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. You're
All
after.
right, next person.
Come on up.
Now see, was that that hard?
Okay, you guys are up. You literally also wrote her.
All right, great.
All right. Yeah, go for it. Okay. Okay, you're a good dancer. Okay, you can get it out. No, hey, you're good.
I don't know. Let's do something.
Think about it. Just think about it. Let's try, do what you know. I mean, let's see if you can guess it.
Okay.
I play video games.
No. But just try your best.
Yes, throw it out.
Plowing.
It's close.
Harvesting.
Close.
Agriculture.
Oh, see, look at that. Look at that. Got it. All right.
Okay, Barbara. Okay, thanks. Read through right there. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Make it rain. Money, cash, time. Time is money.
Serving waitress.
All right. This group is done. It's all our work.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Listen up.
Now we're going to the other one. So we wanted to kind of get you in the spirit of like acting and using your body because you're going to be actually working on skips. So for this next section, what we're going to do is we're going to be breaking you up into groups of 5, so 4 groups of 5. So what we're going to do is each of these groups is going to be given a topic or a scenario, right? So what I want you to do is you're going to be thinking of stuff to go into the scenario. So get you primed for that. Take your markers and you're going to see all these words up here. So you have food, hunger, body, school lunch, eating, obesity, farm to table, and eating out. So I want you to think about encounters or word association that you have when you see or hear those terms. So just, you could write one word, you could write a phrase. I just want you to think about, and this could be something that's happened personally. It could be something you've heard or seen or just read about. So it doesn't have to be this is my lived experience. When I hear food or see food, this is what I immediately think. And I just want you to, we just want you to start putting things down under each one of these. Because this is going to help get our brains working and associating, and we're going to end up creating scenarios. So go ahead and go and do that. Let's go back. So let's go.
I'm just saying. I'm just.
That's something to just write down. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was saying.
I know it's so hard to correct the 3 times. We should call it the oh my God.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Of course.
Wait, okay, actually, keep going, just one thing. Okay, yeah, you guys can kind of get back there real quick. So like, I want to get like kind of working on that.
Work on it, like act like.
Yeah, act like you're working on it, but it's not. Okay. Do you want to do that? You got your circle. Okay, so go ahead and you can get your circle again really quick. And then-
right, ready? Circle up, please. Ready? All right, remember your numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so one's over here, two's over there, three's over here, and four's in this corner.
One.
Yay. One.
One's over there, two's over there, three's over here, four's over here.
Okay.
Like there's somebody missing from this one. Somebody should be over here. This group has too many, so somebody from this group needs to go over here. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Each of these groups is going to be given a scenario. And what your job to do is to think about how this would play out. Like if you were to act it out, you have to think about who would say what, who's gonna take on what role. So you have to think about who are the characters in the story, you know, who would they be, which one are you going to be, and then you have to say what you think they would say. And you get to make up how you want this to go. This could be like a really bad argument that happens here. It could be like a really fun time. It could be something crazy that happens. You get to decide all of that stuff. But you just have to figure out each person in the group has to have a role. Each person in the group has to talk. And I want you all to know now, you are going to act this out in front of everybody else. And they have a different scenario. So keep that in mind as you go through. You're going to have to play this role and act it out for them. Okay, so. All right, so here is, I don't want you hearing what everyone else says.
And then
Okay.
once you get your assignment, then like let's say like group 3, you guys can stay back over there, but group 4, you guys should probably move like up there, and then group 1 will move up there. So that way we can work in that space. Okay. Also, I encourage you to kind of come through at some point, like if you're feeling stuck and you want to brainstorm, and you can come and you can brainstorm and look at some of the things. So you guys can move up there to work. You guys move up there.
So I feel like I'm giving like y'all good? Okay, you can see it. Okay. So. Basically, I want you. And so, like, think about what this is. What it looks like. What are okay, so and you guys can stay where you want, you can work at a table, you can work there. So You guys can work wherever you want, like you can work at a table, you can work on the floor. So. You guys can work wherever you want. You don't have to stay here, work whatever you want.
What's your, I think the big one, right?
I'm not gonna lie. I want to see some of the except. Yeah, so I like this. And also like. Also like. We do Okay, do we want to
Okay,
do
you
the
guys. 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So I advise you to really get those scenarios down, really know what that script is gonna be, so that way you can start walking through it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
say something. That works.
Yeah, these are shelves.
Oh, perfect. Everybody has a roll and everything.
Close enough.
Okay, good, good, good.
Now, let me grab myself a shot.
You know, it's all funny games, so babies on that stage.
Cross that out. All right, so are we going this direction or this direction? We'll go to the wall. Okay, so we're going to this person now. That's Sam Carter, then you.
That works.
One minute. 1 minute.
Then I'll.
Okay, so come on back, and so all the groups come in this way. We can have like, what group wants?
Everybody sits along the wall.
We'll go first.
¿Qué pasamos?
So nice.
Jumped in there? All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to have each of our group, we have our first group of presenters. You can come up and kind of get set up right away. Each group is going to present, and as you watch each group present, and think about your own. At the end, after each group is presented, we're going to select one. We're going to vote majority rules. So slide. What we're going to do is we're gonna pick one of the skits and that everybody wants to be involved in, and then we're gonna kind of workshop through it and have some other dialogue about it. And then at the end, so I'll give you a heads up. You all, when we debrief and everybody comes back in the room, all the producers and growers and food service employees come back in, you all are actually going to present it up on the stage as a group. So you're gonna kind of talk about what we've done, and then you're gonna present it and come in and show how it works. So as you think through and watch these, I want you to be thinking about which is something that like, oh, that's controversial, I want to get involved in that, or I like that, or I have something to add to that. So as you think about and you're watching these, think through that because you're gonna vote at the end for one, and we just don't have time to do all of them. So be thinking about that. All right, with that, we'll turn it over.
Let's give them some support at the beginning. That's how we do it, right? Yep.
Like a new food stamp. Wow. No, sir.
You'll be really loud because it's a big room, so try to be really loud.
Quite a bit of food for somebody paying on the government dime.
It's not really yours to say. Here you go, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so can you all come up and just talk a little bit about what your skit was? And I want to know your role as well.
A child. Yeah, just
She
a
was-
child in the background.
She didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, just like.
Yeah, just chill out.
I'm a
Yeah,
kid.
just in the background.
Okay, so go ahead and tell them what your scenario was and what we're trying to portray.
So my scenario was using a snap card at the grocery store. So what the snap card is, basically money given to you. It's basically like a food stamp. It's basically just money given to you, but
So what were some of the things you discussed during this scenario?
So the first thing that came to my mind was that there can often be a negative connotation with people using chat benefits, just for people outside, people who are just rude in general. So that was kind of the thought process of showcasing that sometimes it can be almost embarrassing to use because just the public perception around it. When in all reality, it's just helping people be helped. So we kind of want to just show the different people in both of those directions.
Awesome, great job, guys.
All right, here you go, come on up.
So this is the doctor's chair, so the manager's chair. The ruthless.
And remember to speak up.
Yeah, even if you think you sound like you're like shouting, you're probably just loud enough. Okay. And Dean, can you close the door?
Yeah.
That might-
You're here for your daily checkup. Open. Can I talk to your parents real quick? Okay, can you go get them but you stay out in the waiting room.
Sure. Dr. Seal.
Okay, so I was have some concerns about your child and he's a little overweight, which could cause health problems. So I was thinking maybe we could get him on
maybe a better diet and do some exercising. Maybe pretty suggested stuff.
So I really like you've been having problems with weight lately, so I kind of want to recommend you certain things to help with your diet. So, like for example, kind of keep note of what he's eating and how much calories it is, and maybe that'll do. And don't forget also exercising. And that's what all I have.
So we're gonna have to do something about that. Because if you get really, really big, you're gonna end up being at 600 pounds. You won't be able to walk. You want that?
Nice to our son. Be nice to our son.
I'm giving him the truth.
But a truth at what cost?
It will hurt him, but it will help.
But we need to be nice about it.
He will be okay.
Give me some time with him. Son, I love you dearly. Son, you're the light of my life. You're the fire of my soul. And so I think despite what your dad tried to tell you, it comes from a place of love. Would you be willing to do that with me? For your own health and future? Thank you, son. Okay.
So go ahead and tell us what your scenario was.
You're cracking me up.
Okay, so our scenario we had to try to confront a child that would possibly become obese, and it's kind of, how do I explain it? We had to like confront them about it.
Yeah,
and try not to be like rude, but
The problem is like, how do you confront a child with health issues without like body shaming them or influencing long-term, I guess, damage in terms of body image?
That's excellent.
so we also had his role, which was more of the ruthless part, because obviously there are people out there that do not have filters and are willing to just throw it at their face, which could also again lead to.
Yeah, we actually figured out one part of the scene where he was supposed to say, yeah, I'm going to get them out.
We did not bring this.
I'm going to get the what?
I'm going to get them out.
I love that. Better listen.
Okay. Let's go get our groceries for today. What do you have for us today?
So we have canned fruits, vegetables, we have mac and cheese, and some other canned goods.
Yeah, the mac and cheese will take. Thank you so much. Did we decide anything though?
Yeah,
Can you be a little louder?
Here, please, and then I'll put your name and your phone number, and then the number of people in your household, and then how much your husband makes every year, just so we can have for our demographic information.
Oh, well, I'm currently not married and
Okay, that's fine. Just put your phone number, and you can have your stuff, and we'll see you next week, I guess.
okay, our phone is also cut off at the moment. I'm not employed, so it's hard to pay bills.
Yeah.
Can we still take the stuff?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. You got anything? Anything works.
So we have canned fruits and vegetables, mac and cheese, and some other canned goods.
All right, can I get some mac and cheese, please? Real help. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, here you go. Can you just fill out this information for our program with your name, phone number, and your household income for our demographics?
Okay, do you, anything else you need to know?
If you have a job, that would be great, because, any kind of donations would be
really upset, really help.
I'm sorry, I don't got a job right now. So a couple weeks back, I had a medical emergency. My left leg just doesn't work anymore. So I haven't been able to do anything. I've tried my hardest. I go to the Playa grocery store. I limp because my left leg don't work. All the way there. They don't do that. They told me no. Okay. I go another place, limping all the way. It's really hard. I've gone through like.
Work from home. So you don't have to limp with your leg. Here, you can just take your groceries.
Will not tolerate this disrespect. I'll let you know, I'm a veteran. If there is a war you know about, I served in that. World War II, World War I, Spanish-American War, any war, I have served in that. But are you gonna treat me like this? I have done everything I can all my life, and look at this, what is this? What is this? Anyway, thanks for the mac and cheese. Have a good day, all.
All right, if you want to go ahead and tell them your.
So it was going to the food bank, and just kind of what kind of things that you encounter when, what kind of people go to the food bank, and what kind of judgments and things that are required that might impede people from going to the food bank.
Excellent.
Come on up.
Absolutely, just show me another superpower. So,
Actually, the drama.
that's what I, yeah.
Why are you doing that? Okay, and again, try to be as loud as you can, even if you feel like you're shouting, probably just loud enough. I have
What's your lunch number, babe? You don't have enough money in there. I'm sorry.
She didn't have enough money.
You're gonna have to not eat lunch today. Yeah, just. What's your lunch number, babe? Oh, you get free lunch.
She gets free lunch. Okay.
Talking about how some get free lunch and some don't, and how you have to pay her.
And I love that you did the different characters, of like one that you knew that just had free lunch, one that was out of money, and then the other one that just, and the keep on the side, oh, another one of those. That was powerful. Good job.
We're kind of running low on time. You have to vote, you can only vote one time, so this is not like, I'm gonna vote for everyone because I liked all of them. This is, which one do you want to participate and actually kind of workshop? So we have the one on SNAP benefits, where you're at the grocery store. Anyone want to reenact that? We're gonna do show of hands. Raise your hand, the majority votes. The SNAP benefits. Okay, let's take it. It's still a great workshop. All right, the second one, where you have guardians that have an overweight child, and you have to talk to them about it without fat shaming them and body shaming them. Raise your hand. Okay, so what? Raise your hand, raise. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10. Next one, we're at the food bank. So how many people want to do a food bank? 1, 2, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and then how many people want to do school lunch? Okay, 1. All right, so it looks like we're reenacting the parents with the overweight child. And so we're going to have the original group come back on up, but here's what we're going to do next. You all are going to start interviewing. So when at any point in time, you can say pause and stop and come and replace one of these actors. So we start out with the doctor, right? And the parents and the child. at any point I can say pause, and after they said what they said, I can come in, one of you can come in and say, here's how you should have, could have said. And then I want us to think about, if we said it this way, how might things have been a little bit different? Okay, is everybody kind of clear with what we're doing here? Okay, so let's go ahead and take it from the top and start with the way you originally had it. Just get one chair. And I want you to make sure you jump in, okay, at any point.
You're here for your daily checkup? Okay, it all seems to be pretty cool.
Okay, pause. Come on up. Whoever will call the pause.
And then.
Sometimes when you go to the doctor, I actually like, I think best is they pay you, and then like I need to step out and look into the person. It can't really read it. It's
Good call. Come up and you wait, and then see what the doctor tells you. Come on up. You're gonna come up. That's a great idea. Come up, and you now are the kid. So you're out. You're in. You're the kid. And start out by waiting. So let's wait and tell us to wait.
Hey, and you guys, listen up also, and just a general, like, kind of acting tip. You want to make sure that you're not standing in front of other people. You want to, it's called opening yourself up. So you want to make sure, so if you're the doctor, you want to be here like this, talking. You don't want to stand here because then we're just sitting your backside. So you want to turn or whatever. Just make sure you're face down. That's what.
So we're gonna wait. Can I talk to your parents?
yes.
And you wait out in the waiting room. So when I weighed your child, I saw a problem, and he's a little overweight, and I was thinking maybe you could go if you guys could think about a diet, or maybe exercise. Thank you.
Hello. So I am a nutritionist, and I kind of wanted to talk to you about your diet and how you could possibly change it. So one way you could possibly like help his diet is by exercising. Make him go out more, hang out with his friends, like normal kids would normally do. And
But it's on up. You don't need to work like that. Right, I wasn't gonna pause. No, you need to pause. That's what the point is. To pause. Okay, so you're out and you're the new dietitian. So how could you have said it?
So you know why she paused, right? Because we use the word normal. What's normal, right? Go ahead.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a program of exercise and diet. We're gonna watch what you eat. It's not just tracking calories, it's also tracking nutrition and what you eat and what's made up of what you eat. And exercise doesn't have to be running on a bike or running on a treadmill. It can be jumping jacks, it can be monkey bars, it can be playing sports. If you have one of those like Wii things or alternate realities, you can do that. And you can play video games and get your heart rate up, which is good for your body.
Pause. Coming in for the dad just for the sole fact I've got the talk before, so I hope you know what to say. I got this thing memorized. Yes. All right, we got a personal experience. No. All right.
I was gonna say something.
But how do you feel about what you heard today?
I don't care if you don't want to. All right, is that you want to die at 25? Is that what you're trying to do?
Hey,
What's gonna happen?
hey, he's just a kid.
I don't care. He needs to fix himself before he dies.
It's our problem too.
No, it's not. It's his.
It's our problem too.
You're wrong.
We're his parents,
I don't care. It's his issue. It's not our job to fix his problems.
but we're responsible for him.
You know, I can't deal with you.
Son, I'm sorry your dad said that to you. You know, I think that your dad means it well. He comes from a place of love. You're the light of my life, son, and I just want what's best for you. How about we go on this together, both of us?
Okay, good job. All right, so those things. So as we go in and we think about issues, you can think about things somebody says and how they could have said it differently and how the interaction changes, right? So if you go from telling someone you can't eat anything, how is it kitchen, right? Versus, let's think about how you do things differently. So you're gonna actually perform this when we debrief. So how many people that were not original actors in the same skit would want to take on one of the roles? Okay, so you were already the kid like in this situation. So I'm trying to see if there are people that have not. First of all, let's start with people who have not participated yet. So maybe from one of the other groups that would want to take on one of the roles of mom, doctor.
I also have an idea.
What is your idea?
Before they talk to the parents, the nurses and like the doctors that get together and like start talking privately, and then they go talk to the
Yeah,
parents.
perfect. So who wants to be nurses and doctors talking privately? Okay, come on up. Who else? Who else is going to be a nurse or doctor? Okay, you're coming on up. All right, who wants to be, okay, so you are nurses and doctors. Who wants to be one of the guardians? It doesn't matter. It could be moms, dads, whoever.
I'll be the dad.
You want to be a dad? You want to be the mom still? Okay, come on up. You wanted to be the dad? Okay, who wants to be a kid?
You could have just an older brother. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, an older sibling. You want to be a sibling? Okay, if you want to come on up. All right, and who's the dietitian? Who's the dietitian? You want to be the dietitian still? Okay, come on up. And think about any roles that you want to play. And you can kind of change things up a little bit. So you're going to perform it for the larger group. So be really loud
So let's go up there and do it.
and practice on the stage. And you all can intervene.
How many chairs do we need? How many chairs?
Just have it at any point
Three.
you want. Don't feel
Three.
like you can't pause it.
Somebody
So
grab
look at
another
that.
chair.
You don't
Actually, I think we have four because we need one for the nutritionist, one for the doctor, and two for the lady.
People on your together, doctor, like you have somebody at reception or receptionist checking them in, anything like that. Well, we can set up right now.
So the next thing,
Yeah.
so the waiting room is right here, right?
Do we want to reset this and let's swap it down? You want to do that? Like, okay, this is reset. Oh, we did move it. Okay, he's gonna be a nasty side eye.
So, and then you guys, listen up. So we're gonna run this real quick, but then after we finish, we're gonna take all the chairs back where they belong, because everyone's got to sit, and then we're gonna have to set back up after we get it, when we start.
And again, I heard all of the actors, feel free to add them and change something, and then people, like all of you, are counting on you to say, this is an intervention point. Like he crossed the line, I'm gonna go up and intervene right there. And then you're just gonna have to respond to what they say. Like you can mimic what you saw, but if you change it and say something differently because that's what sparks you, that's okay. What you should respond to is whatever you see in front of you as opposed to what we practice or what you've seen a couple of times. Like don't have a response ready. If they say something out of control, step up and intervene at that moment.
Who are the doctors?
Ready?
Oh, you are doctors again? Okay. Yeah.
So we need. Are you going to? Yes. So, we're
Well, they're twins.
So we're.
Yeah.
All right, ready, you guys? Let's go. The other group's gonna be coming in soon.
Ready?
Gil?
Don't distract from the. You need to speak up. We can't, you guys really, because we can't hear you at all. And
You
so,
have to project all the way back here because this room will be full. So can you all hear me on stage?
Yeah.
all right, and listen, if you're wandering, I'm gonna go like this. If we can't hear you, that means you need to speak up.
Okay, that sounds good, yeah. So what do you do on your free time?
I usually just sit at home playing video games. Chips, junk food and all that. I don't even like going outside.
Why?
I just don't think going outside is fun because usually I like playing on the game with my friends. So I honestly going outside. I don't.
You mind getting your parents dressed up?
Yeah, I'll go there.
Okay, I will come get you.
Mom, that's the best one.
Yes, I will. Everything's going nice, right? Yeah. But, so you have to get some stuff. No, I can't tell you that. That? Yeah. Awesome. So it seems like your child, despite his height, on the percentile for weight seems to be not quite there for where he's at this age.
So make sure you get the mic up there. So just speak when you're speaking and then hand it to the next person.
Oh, no. Wait, I'm sorry.
No.
I'm trying to. Oh, no, that's not great at all. What's wrong with it?
Nothing's really wrong with him. It just seems that with his everyday life activities, he's kind of missing some more fruits and vegetables that he needs, some more activity going outside, vitamins. He's just missing those nutritional values.
I've telling you to get off that game months now.
Okay, we'll go see a specialist, a nutritionist. Do you think that would be helpful?
Yeah, we'd actually like to recommend you when we have one in our office.
Awesome, we'll go see them right now. Thank you. Hi, how are you?
I'm feeling okay.
That's good to hear.
Around. Please.
Sorry, just
So I heard, okay, so I've heard you haven't really been taking care of yourself all that well lately. Am I right?
I mean, I think I've been doing okay. I think I've been keeping myself in good shape.
Okay, and so I kind of just wanted to recommend you guys some little tips and advices. So I kind of wanted to start off with maybe changing up his diet maybe a little bit, maybe giving him like more vegetables, kind of not so much bigger portions, just kind of like medium-sized portions, like a little bit of everything, you know. And also, obviously, don't forget the exercising. Every kid is exercising, obviously. So I mean, he could still continue playing like video games and everything. It's just do more exercising movements like just dance and all that.
thank you so much. Me and his father will definitely take that into consideration.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Do that.
That's gonna have to take the mic.
Yeah. Reset here, like on stage for like a quick second. You sit right here, grab an extra chair for down there. So we got the 3 siblings. Look at desktop. All right. Cool. You're the nutritionist, told you?
Yeah.
I'm telling you this for months, so you get off that game, all right? What do you want to do? Do you want to die at 25?
Hey!
Because that's where you're headed.
Hey,
It's his problem to fix, not ours, all right?
But
The
we
second
have
we
to
get
take
home, I'm
accountability.
putting locks on the refrigerator, locks on the cabinet, locks on the freezer until you fix this problem of yours.
Hey.
I can't deal with you.
Hey, that's not fair.
okay,
Don't
why
talk to
is
my
nobody
brother like
paused?
that.
Audience. Like, did any of you want to pause him? Like, none of you did? Like, you guys were just talking spot on, and there was nothing he could have said differently that would have changed how his son interacted with him? So you did, there's nothing wrong with what.
I could have added a thing or two, I'll give
You
you
could
that.
add more, sure.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that could, if he had said something differently,
What could it?
what could have he had said to change it? Anything?
Without swearing, not too much.
Was there anything that you found offensive? Just stay calm and don't.
Okay, so if you went up there, go ahead, go. Go up and say the same exact things that he said, or like pretty close, you don't have to memorize it. Say the same things he said, but do it without yelling, and see if that's better.
You want to die at 25? You need to fix your weight, and you need to fix your body before you die. Don't talk to my brother like that.
Oh,
You go sit down, make me.
Don't sit down,
No.
don't talk to your father like that.
No, don't talk to my brother like that.
Okay, all right, all right, okay.
Still walk.
Okay, all right.
I should have left what you said.
Hey, you're gonna be nice to our son. Yeah, there may be some issues, but as parents, don't we have to take accountability and fix them?
Yeah, but he needs to fix himself. He doesn't need to keep playing games all the time.
You heard what the nutritionist said. It's about balance. It's about finding a happy medium. I think that you need to go reflect on that and let me talk to our son alone. Goodbye.
Okay, so here's a question for all of you. So is saying the same exact things, like you're gonna die at 25, or I'm gonna put locks on everything you need to change, but in a nicer voice, not shouting, any better? Is there anything else the dad could have said?
I think it's best if like it's like he's yelling because like it's more of a negative way, like, oh, you gotta drop weight, you gotta, and that's more of a negative way and it's like hard, like it's not a good way to explain like, oh, you need to lose weight. So I think it's best if, like yelling, yeah, oh, you gotta lose weight and that. So
Yeah, so the idea is, so part of what we're doing here is definitely thinking about real world scenarios, but we're also thinking about how communication interventions could change outcomes. So is it effective for a dad to scream at his kid, you're gonna die at 25, I'm locking the fridge, I'm locking everything, you're gonna die? Do you think that's effective to get this son to lose weight? No. Is that an effective way to talk to him?
No.
So what could the dad have said that might have been more effective?
I think what we were trying to do was show the divide between effective and ineffective communication by having the dad be ineffective and then have the mom be the kind of effective way. That way you can see kind of the way that conversations should be held versus how they might be held.
and the confrontation of like somebody like, oh, that's not a good way to explain somebody. That's like my brother walks in and yells at the dad, oh, you can't say to my brother like that. So confronting him of saying that, oh, that's not a good way of talking to somebody.
So I definitely see you're going for the effective communication, but I think what's a little more important in at least this scenario isn't so much showing what's effective, but so much what's true. Because like I said, I had that speech down to a science because I've heard it a handful of times and you can obviously see it's ineffective because I haven't done anything to change it yet. I'm not ashamed, but like what I'm trying to say here is you have to show the duality, and especially, I mean, in most families too, about how the moms are the caring one, the kind one, the dads just shout, thing like that. So while saying it calm is more effective, saying it loud and angry is more true.
What if you guys switch the roles? I think it since it's more common for the mom to be vegetarian. What if you guys switch the roles?
I agree. We can do that. How about that?
Okay, and also as you think about this, think about is being caring and supportive, I love you how you are, I love you exactly as you look. It doesn't matter like what you do, is that effective in reducing weight?
I think the mom is supposed to be like, I love you for who you are. Let's do something together to change it. The
let's do something together to reach this new goal or get ourselves, I guess, healthier together, you know what I mean? Kind of that sense of like companionship or like, I have someone I'm doing it with, accountability.
That's what my mom does. That's what my mom does.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm just trying to go off what I've seen in my life and like you said, with the
No, it's all
experience
good,
and
it's all
knowledge.
good, there's no right or wrong.
Yeah, we're just trying to like get you to think about things, right? As we think through these scenarios, we're not doing it just to say, this is what we're going through. On one hand, that teaches people, if you've never been in a situation where you have parents screaming at you to lose weight, you don't know what this is like, right? Other people might have been like, oh my God, that's my dad, that's my mom, right? And so depending on it, this is a good way to start dialogue, but it's also a good way to say, here's an intervention I'd like to see. So again, this is important for people in the audience to say, I can't look at that anymore. I want to get up and change it. Because it helps you recognize you can change it. So essentially, you're gonna play it however you want. This is not like you could be the mean doctor, the nice doctor, the son that doesn't agree or the son that wants out, the brother that sticks up for him or doesn't. You get to play it however you want, and it can evolve every time. You can play it differently, right?
One of the things real quick, because we're ready to close on time where everyone's gonna come back in here. We want to give you a chance to run all the way through it with no stops. But also, when you guys are in the waiting room, just if they're coming into the waiting room, that's when you can do all the playing and stuff. But when another scene is happening, you don't, because it becomes distracting, right? So we want to make sure that the focus is over there. So, but when they're in the waiting room, go for it. All right, good job.
10 minutes, okay.
Let's just start at the beginning again, guys.
Yeah,
And
we're
then
walking
just-
through
and
this
then I'll
door,
stop
like in
you.
the waiting room.
It's gonna go all the way through.
Yeah, let's do that.
The only people who can stop is people in the audience. And again, you can get up and pause it and then respond to people. So I like what you did, I like when you paused it. But any of you can pause it.
We're gonna walk through that door.
Ready?
Gio,
Come on, son, we got some problems to discuss.
Yes. As I said, sit down, be quiet. I don't care. Sit down, shut up. All right, I'm gonna go check. I've got the appointment for Gio.
Gio.
Yes, sir.
Let's see.
All right, thank you, boss.
Oh, Gio,
Come on, son.
I'm gonna go sit back down. Let me know when you're ready.
Hi, Gino. Can we just get some steroid? We're going to take your weight. Nice. Take nothing to height, step back, and get your height. Good. Nice. So, Gino, what do you do on your free time?
I usually just like, going home, eating chips, watching YouTube, playing around on my game. I usually don't like going outside. I think going outside is pretty boring. It's overrated. I don't like it.
Do you guys ever cook at home? Any fun activities? You go for walks? Go play sports?
I don't play any sports. I don't like sports. I just think, inside is like indoors is for me the best.
Did you sit around all day?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you go get your parents and, have them meet us back here? Okay. Well, let's have to stay out there. What is that? What is that?
Do that anymore. No.
No, for real, he just sits at home, does that, like, eats sodas. Well, lots of food. Wow, crazy. I know, do they not care about me? What is wrong? Oh, come in. Hey. Hi, doctors. Hello. Your son is lovely. Yes, such a great kid. But we do have some concerns.
Bring the mic up.
Where's we left?
But we do have some concerns. Yes, what are the problems that you're seeing? He seems to have some dietary issues where he's going to be pretty obese.
How much you talk to?
For his height, he's way higher than the weight percentage that he should be for his age. He has really high BMI, which is not something that we're looking for in young kids right now.
me set you up with a dietitian and they can get them all on track, okay?
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you so much, doctor. We'll go sit down right now. Come on, son, we're gonna go take you to someone special. Hi, doctor, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. How are you guys today?
We're doing good.
That's good to hear. How are you today, sir? I didn't want to come. I just wanted to stay home, I guess. Okay, well, I mean, I'm here to talk to you mainly about your diet and how we could possibly fix it. So from the doctor's recommendation, I heard that he's been having a lot of problems with his weight lately. And so here are a few of my recommendations that I could possibly give you guys to possibly fix it. So, I mean, where to start off with is probably meals. We could change the meals by giving him smaller portions and maybe a little more vegetables, just maybe. And then for outside activities, for him to be out and more active, he could possibly go outside and play some games with some kids around the neighborhood, or you could also possibly be inside playing video games, just more active games, you know?
Thank you, doctor. Those are some great options. How do you feel about those options?
That sounds boring to me. I don't want to do that.
Son, let's go home. Thank you again, doctor.
So you two come up, bring a few chairs up here. Chairs up. Can I reset the seat?
Son, you heard what happened today. You know what you need to do. Come on. You can't put our image of our family out like that.
Hey, calm down.
Hey, you're better than this. You need to be doing more.
Don't talk to my brother like that.
It's true.
James, go sit down. I got this under control.
No, it's true.
My brother.
No. Our son is putting a bad image on our family out there.
James.
He's gonna get sick and he's gonna die.
You love
And he
that.
needs to know the truth.
No,
He needs to know the truth.
Challenge. Go sit
He
down.
needs to know the truth. You talk to him.
Yeah, I will. Maybe be a little more effective than you. Listen, I understand. They're talking to you, they're yelling at you. It'll all be okay, all right? You and I are gonna start going on a little bit of walks in the evening after dinner, okay? Make some healthier foods, you know. I mean, trust me, I don't want to eat mom's cooking either, but we'll suffer together. And we'll get it figured out, all right, buddy? All right, sounds good. Let's get home.
Thank you, guys.
Put the chairs back. Put the chairs back. Take a break. Take a break.
Just like short it like 1 or 2 days. And don't make people laugh, all right? Just do it serious.
Good job, guys.
All right, for the students in the room, you'll notice on your name tag, there is a fruit. Sit at a table that is associated with the fruit on your name tag. This is important. So
I'm
some of
already
you may
sitting
gotta
at
move
it.
around, that's okay.
That goes for everyone, not just the students.
Oranges? Those look like oranges too, but I'm not sure. These are definitely oranges.
Those are grapefruit.
Okay. Mine's definitely orange. If you're at all interested in gardening,
Get a group of volunteers together to do the work that needs to be done at all. The garden, community gardens. So we need the crops there.
So you should be sitting at a table that has the same fruit as your name tag. If you made it there, good job. The idea is that, what's your fruit, man?
You.
Pick a table where you don't know anyone, Shane. That might be hard for you.
How about this front table right here? That's a great one. Always the troublemaker.
You teach me well.
Okay. All right, so hopefully there's somebody at your table that you've never met before. And we're gonna do just a very short welcome back icebreaker. It's an easy question, I hope. The question is, what is one joyful thing you hope to do over the next couple of days? Something that you're excited about, something that's gonna be fun, something that's gonna bring you joy. Just pick someone at your table you don't know and answer that question. All at once.
I have one. Okay. Some cracks. Thank you.
Okay, let's bring it back. I think some folks are more joyful than others right now, but that's all right. Hopefully that'll change after I get okay. So each session had an opportunity to explore different topics regarding Pueblo's food system. And each stakeholder group probably had lots of different perspectives to share. And the opportunity now is for us to learn from each other. So we're going to start with our student group, and they're going to present what they discussed with you. Students, if you want to get your stage set up, you're going to need to bring your own chair. In the meantime, I think Dean is going to explain what the students did and what you're about to say.
Alrighty, so first translators, if I go a little fast, just holler at me, I'll slow down for you, I can talk a little speed. After that though, first group I'd like to thank Mr. Kennedy Q from Public High School and Dr. Yvonne Martinez, I believe it is, from Florida State University Pueblo. Let's give them a quick hand for their help today. Alrighty, now that I've listed the formality. What we were doing here, we did some team building things, those posters back there with different words scrolling around. We wrote those, but basically the main thing we did, if you will, was we had 4 groups, each got a topic. One was on SNAP benefits, one was on food banks, the other was on school lunch. You won't be seeing those, we didn't end up going any further with those. The one you're seeing is actually about childhood obesity and how parents and children react. We didn't really have enough time to get it too advanced, but it's good enough that I think you guys will enjoy it. So without further ado, I think we're good to go. Any questions? Awesome.
Go check in our son, please.
Now you have an appointment for Gio. Birthday, what's your birthday? June 23rd. Awesome, thank you.
Gio?
Hello, doctors. Here's my son. I'll be back when you're ready for me.
Thank you. Hi, Gio, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good, will you step on the scale for us? Yes. Take a step back and get your height. Nice. businesses, but I don't see. So, do you know, what do you do for fun? You go outside playing sports?
I usually just sit at home, play games. I usually don't like going outside. I think it's kind of boring going outside.
What about your parents? You guys cook a lot at home? Do you eat? Do you like going out to eat?
Like I said, I think the indoors is way better. So I usually just, eat junk food. I usually don't eat my parents' food. I usually don't like it.
Got it. So, we're gonna have to go back to the waiting room, get your parents, send them back here. Okay. Go ahead and stay out there. Oh my God. Amazing church, guys. Right? Have you never heard of that? It's probably because he's on that phone all the time. Say, I have you ever heard of that? Right? Oh, hi. Hi, Conrad. I'm so nice to see you. That is so great. Seems amazing. Anyway, you guys cook a lot at home? Yes.
Oftentimes, me and my husband share the cooking duties.
Oh, cool. You know, make sure to get all your greens and everything, right? Of course. We are seeing, though, in your son that he has some dietary issues. He's not where we want him to be for his Asian heritage.
Yeah, that is a little concerning.
Yeah, his weight is a little bit higher than he should be. His BMI is not really what we're looking for right now for his age. So we're just gonna send you right to a dietitian, get that all figured out. You guys have a nice program. Cool?
Awesome, thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you for all your work, doctors. Well, we're gonna see someone very special. Hi, doctor. Here's our son.
Hi, how are you guys today?
Doing good.
Oh, yeah, I feel great, yeah. That's good to hear. How are you guys?
I could be better.
I'm fine.
Well, that's good to hear. So I'm your dietitian, obviously. And I am here to give you guys some advice that you guys can use to help his diet. So to start off is you could start off with more smaller portions in his meals. So maybe that okay, so you can start off with his diet to lower maybe the calories that'll possibly help out, obviously. And don't forget the exercise, of course. So obviously go outside, go to the park, walk your dogs, obviously do the normal stuff. And I really have nothing else.
Thank you so much, doctor. We'll make sure to talk to him about those things. Take care. After what we've heard today, aren't you embarrassed? Aren't you ashamed? I failed you as a mother.
Don't talk to my brother like
No, it's true. We need to lock the refrigerators. You're next.
he's not obese, he's only horizontally challenged.
No, our
James,
son
sit down.
is an embarrassment to this family. His image has ruined our image.
Adelia, let me talk to
You know what? You fix this.
I
It's
will.
your son.
Better than you. Alright, so I understand mom's a little tough on you, definitely you gotta watch that, I gotta watch it too. Basically though, you're just gonna start going on walks after dinner, make sure I cut down on the junk food, trust me, I don't wanna eat your mother's cooking either. But I have to. Alright, so let's just get this figured out, right, buddy? Alright, you two want to behave yourself, don't talk to your mother with them. And see. All right, thank you guys for watching. We worked hard on it in like the half hour we had. And like I said, I've got the safe talk, you saw the female actor here hit the sun a handful of times. But just pushing, be kind to your kids and people around you. You don't know what they're experiencing. And let's be honest, yelling at them probably isn't the best avenue to fix any problems you're seeing.
Any other students that want to speak about other topics that came up in your session? So body image was one of them, and then we talked about some others. Does anyone else want to share out to the group? Outline eye. Anyone else? Don't be shy. Yeah, come on. Hello, I'm Natalia, and this is Axel. And as Dean mentioned earlier, we kind of all split into groups and all discuss different things. And although my group was mainly about the body image, Axel's group did the presentation on food banks and come and visit them and kind of the stigmas or some of the challenges that they might face in, getting the food. One thing that they pointed out in their presentation when they were displaying it to the group was kind of the stigma there. Obviously there's the external stigma of, oh, you're going to the food bank, but there's also the internal one. These kinds of stigmas exist inside of food banks too. So I'll let Axel talk a little bit more about the thought process that went into that.
Thank you very much. So with our food bank presentation, we did talk about a lot of the stigma that comes with going to a food bank. Something I've seen myself as I walk on food banks is a lot of people try to think of the people that do use food banks as lazy or not worthy in any way. But what we truly need to consider is that many of these people were put in these bad situations by something out of their control, like a medical issue. There's many people who are veterans who have served in wars and have been severely injured. Because of that, they can't get a proper job, and they need these food banks to live. So overall, I just want to spread the message that we shouldn't have these stigmas against people who go to food banks. This is a truly massive way to help our community. Thank you.
Thank you.
The two topics discussed before you are very pertinent to Pueblo. 1 in 5 Puebloans goes hungry every night. They don't know where their next meal is going to come from. That is double the Colorado state average of 1 in 10. Also, Pueblo County has the highest incidence of youth diet-related disease compared to any other place in the state. I think our number is hovering right around 37% of young people under the age of 18 experiencing some diet-related disease, which is much, 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 much higher than our neighbors. So without them even having that information in advance, these topics surfaced. So I really want to applaud them again for their work. Follow producers, what you got?
Tell us what you did and maybe answer some of those questions. Thank you.
My name is McCall Connect, and we discussed in the farmers and ranchers group of really the underlying thing that we came up with is Pueblo is this amazing place. We love being here. It's a great community. And as farmers and ranchers, this is an amazing place to grow our food. It has good soil, it has water, it has lots of sunshine, and it has this amazing environment to grow our food. However, there's always two sides to a story. There's a lot of good, there's a lot of joy. We do this hard profession because it's fulfilling in our hearts. However, there's a lot of problems with growing our food and then getting it to the stores, to the restaurants, to these food banks. So we talked a lot about that. And I wish we had answers to all these questions that we came up with, but really we came up with more questions than answers. And I'm going to pass it on to some of our farmers and ranchers. And we talked about the past, the present, and the future, and the opportunities of what's going good and the obstacles that we're currently facing. So we're going to dive back into the past, into the history of farming and ranching in the Pueblo area.
So talk briefly about some of the opportunities that were there in the past. And agriculture was at one time, most people are in agriculture because they love doing it. They love being out in the environment. And there's a certain joy, and I think there used to be a lot more shipping outlets for numerous fruits and vegetables all up and down the valley, and a lot of those have went away. That's changed dramatically, and then probably at the utmost is just the change in regulations. This, particularly in the last couple of decades, there's just been an astronomical amount of increase in regulations related to food safety, labor, water, all those things have seen tremendous amount of increased regulations, all implemented because of good intention, but there's been a tremendous amount of unintended consequences that quite honestly has made farming more difficult and more costly, and increased that gap in local produce to the people that need it.
So that's kind of the history of where we have come from, and why things are the way that they are, because we had to get here some way. And next, I want to invite Will up to talk about the present day, what's currently happening, and the obstacles and opportunities that we're seeing today.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, so we will start with the dessert first. The opportunities that we've got right now. I think the collective decided that collaboration community is a huge opportunity that we see in Pueblo, and we're from southern El Paso County, but I've always been in this community. And what that kind of means is that like functions like this, where we've got so many vested interests in the same room talking about the issues and the benefits of local food, sustainable food, and ag and such. Another opportunity that we see as producers is called CSA. I'm not sure if anybody knows what that stands for. It's community supported agriculture, and that is a farm share. So it's like a lump sum for the season, and you kind of pick up a box of vegetables, meat, whatever product that these farms have. And the benefit in that is, I think the term was contractual retail. It gives the consumer safety in their food, and it also gives the producer safety in what we need to produce. And then another opportunity was technology that is being invented and coming out, every year that reduces the overhead and margins, margins of the cost of an agricultural business. A big obstacle that we decided is worth mentioning are the regulations. Mike just touched on that. And I think what it really needs to be happening on the legislative level as well as the communal level is comprehensive regulations. Like, we need all the labor to be paid well. They need to have a good standard of living, but then we also need to see an increase on the end of our production scale, so that we can provide such payment for the work that is deserved. And then another obstacle we have are resources. In Colorado, it's really dry. We do have good soil. Oh, better? All right. Resources, so water, land, and the allocation of those uses. I think with more public awareness, talking to our legislators, how our ag land is used, how our water is used, is very important. But it is an obstacle that we're facing now. Typically, ag, as far as industry, is kind of on the bottom of the topic. And then some middle ground stuff that we decided was both an opportunity and an obstacle. Accessibility to food. How can our operation get the food to the food banks efficiently? How can we participate better in Pueblo Food Project? The obstacle is obviously transportation, the cost that it takes to get food to different places, but the opportunity there is building a stronger community that we're trying to do right now. Another half and half is education. How do we get to the consumer? How do we get to the people that need to know how their food is produced? And then efficiency, essentially, is what are the opportunities in creating a better food distribution system, and then what are the obstacles with that as well. So yeah, we just honestly came up with questions. Thanks.
Before we talk about the present, I just want to acknowledge everybody that was in the producer group. So if you are a farmer or rancher who was in that group, please raise your hand. And yes, thank you. Grateful for the work that they do, making the food that we eat and that goes into it. So just wanted to acknowledge that people that were in that group. Also want to acknowledge all of you for listening to us. It's very important that we understand each other's perspectives. We talked a lot about that. So thank you for the opportunity to be here and to have a microphone. The next topic that we're going to talk about is the future. And I want everybody to play along, close your eyes, and think about, what do you want your future to look like? What do you want the future of Pueblo to look like? What do you want the future of your food system to look like? All right. Hopefully, it's this beautiful painted picture of a utopian world. All right, and you can open your eyes now. In that spirit of kind of an artistic view of aspirational, what we want the future to look like, we came up with a poem for our future, and we're going to have TJ come and talk about the future of farming, ranching, producing food in Pueblo.
We want a nourishing community with balance and understanding of the frustrations of growing food for a sustainable future.
So some key words out of that is nourishment. Not only do we want to nourish our bodies, we want to nourish our souls, because we know if we're fed, we're operating better as human beings and can give our gifts to our culture and to our society and to our community. We want balance. We talked a lot about, there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of different things that come into this system that makes a complicated ball of stuff. So how do we untangle all those knots? We also want sustainable. We want a future. So we've got to put into place these methods that creates a future for us. And so that's what we talked about, and I'll pass it back. Thanks for having us.
Next up, we have our third stakeholder group, the food system workers.
Thank you. First, we want to make sure that, we're not just the food system workers, we're also the consumers. And a lot of the time when we're talking about us in our group, I'm going to transition to Spanish. Cuando estamos hablando de los grupos en los que estábamos hoy y qué era lo que estábamos viendo, que ha cambiado en los últimos 20 a 30 años, una de las cosas que nosotros hemos visto que en las áreas rurales donde la mayoría de las familias que trabajamos en el campo, que somos parte de los que estamos comprando en las tiendas, el costo es muy alto. El costo de lo que se está produciendo es muy alto, y que tenemos desiertos de comida en muchas de las áreas rurales. Por ejemplo, en Avondale es muy difícil tener que venir para las personas a venir a comprar comida en mesa, porque pues las personas que no pueden manejar son los que tienen que estar, son los que están necesitando más. La calidad de la comida en las escuelas de nuestros hijos, estuvimos hablando de que por qué no existe, antes existían las frutas, las verduras, eran mejor y más nutritivo, y ahora están teniendo contratos con compañías que no están cerquitas, cuando tenemos granjeros aquí nosotros en Pueblo, que podrían estarse beneficiando nuestros hijos de la comida que está creciendo, que está aquí en Pueblo. Porque tenemos muchas granjas. Sí, sí. ¿Qué es lo que han mejorado? Lo que nosotros, bueno, hay muchas ideas, pero nosotros estuvimos reconociendo que el hecho de que ya sabemos, o como que ya salió a la luz, ¿verdad? De que tenemos este problema que ha pasado en estos 30 años del costo y el acceso y todo eso. El Pueblo Food Project ha traído como un poquito más de reconocimiento. Ya estamos hablando del tema. Antes no lo hablábamos, no decíamos lo que estaba pasando. Y ahora ya lo estamos hablando. Y luego está trabajando ahora los granjeros con programas como Pueblo Food Project para poder traer acceso. Entonces eso nosotros lo miramos como un beneficio muy grande. Y ahora ya estamos abogando, nosotros mismos estamos abogando el hecho de que estemos aquí todos, ¿verdad? Esto es algo grande que estamos viendo. Oh my goodness. Es esta parte de que nos gustaría que existiera. Los voy a invitar a cuando tengan tiempo, vengan y lean. Si está algo en español, por favor, háblenle a uno de los traductores porque hay muchísimo. Estuvimos hablando de acceso a la comida en una forma cultural, no nada más, o sea, acceso a comida. ¿Cómo cocinamos la comida que se nos está dando en los bancos de comida? Hay muchos bancos de comida. El Pueblo Food Project ha hecho muy buen trabajo en colaborar con todas otras organizaciones. Pero ¿cómo cocinamos la comida? ¿Cómo preparamos la comida? Y si la comida es culturalmente accesible para nosotros, porque hay diferentes culturas, no nada más una, ¿verdad? Estuvimos hablando, muchas ideas, pero una de cómo crecemos la comida, cómo aprendemos nosotros a crecer la comida. Y voy a abogar por la que yo dije. Yo estuve hablando sobre hydroponics y cómo nosotros los papás aprendemos a crecer nuestra propia comida de una forma inteligente, reutilizando el agua que nosotros tenemos, porque pues el bill del agua a veces nos sale muy caro. Y a veces en las áreas en las que vivimos, pues la ciudad no quiere que tengamos nuestros jardines enfrente de la casa porque hay reglas. Pero hay muchísimas ideas. Los invito a que vengan y lo lean cuando tengan tiempo. Uno que fue, o sea, el último ¿dónde está Ángeles? Ahí está Ángeles. Ángeles estuvo hablando de este programa donde te mandan una cajita de comida y en la comida viene la comida con la que vas a preparar tus alimentos, la receta y pues el tiempo que te va a tardar, ¿verdad? Y esa fue una idea fabulosa. ¿Cómo podemos implementar un proyecto así aquí en el pueblo, pero con comida de los bancos de comida que ya existen, ¿verdad? De que te den la cajita con la receta, cómo lo preparas y todo en una forma con el entendimiento cultural y luego también con las restricciones de dietas, que hay muchas gentes que no pueden comer algunas cosas. Pero hay muchas buenas ideas en esto. ¿Cómo queremos que el resto del Estado y el gobierno sepan sobre nuestro sistema de comida? Lo primero que nada es que ya habló el compañero anteriormente, ¿verdad? O sea, ya tenemos un proyecto, ya tenemos la base y la base está sirviendo y la base nos está enseñando. Y hay muchísima gente que no nada más jóvenes o trabajadores del campo o papás o granjeros. Somos un grupo bastante grande que nos empiecen ahora sí que a traer el dinero a pueblo, ¿verdad? Porque no podemos nomás soñar con ideas, que nos traigan el dinero a pueblo para que nosotros continuemos haciendo el trabajo, que nos traigan el dinero a los granjeros para que paguen un pago más alto a las personas que están trabajando en el campo para que su calidad de vida sea mejor y que nos traigan más información, pero pues obvio, todo cuesta. Entonces, que sean un poquito más accesibles y traigan dinero al pueblo y no se quede todo en el. Y para eso necesitamos nosotros aprender a ahogar.
Y para terminar, dijeron que un poema o un statement. Nuestro statement es: we have the resources in Pueblo, farms and people and ganas. Bring us the planning, we're already building. And that's our statement. Comida es salud. And in English, it's food is more than food, food is health.
very much, everyone, for participating and sharing. That was incredible to hear all of those different perspectives. And absolutely right. We are a community, all of us in the room, no matter which angle we're looking at it from. We're all here together and we all represent Pueblo. So thank you so much for, again, being here. Now we have a couple of minutes for you to speak at your own tables. To continue the conversation, questions are printed in English on the table. They're here in Spanish on the board. If you would like an interpreter to assist your conversation at your table, just raise your hand. But yeah, we have about 10 minutes to go through these questions with each other. And if your table's kind of small and you want to consolidate, you're welcome to do that. Yes, please have a discussion at your table. Would any table like the assistance of an interpreter? Just raise your hand.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, how's it going?
You always have the most interesting dresses. I'm not gonna say they look great. This is
Thank
the
you.
brightest pink I've ever seen. It's good.
I appreciate that.
Not a
Okay, can I pause this?